Here he comes, he's coming. Here he comes, oh here he comes. Here he comes, he's coming. Here he comes, oh here he comes. Here he comes, he's coming. Here he comes, oh here he comes.
Hello everyone, Al Rivers coming at you. Today, our special show will be about one of the most important things in the world. I think this thing doesn't get enough recognition, but it is the most, I think it's one of the most important things, like one of the top, like number one, number two most important things in the world. And if it was to ever stop, it would paralyze the world. That's how important this thing is. And what I'm talking about is trucking. The trucking industry is a zillion-dollar business. So I got on my trucking attire. I have on my trucking shirt, cut off sleeves and all that. You see my truck in the back. Take a look at this. Road King. Keep on trucking. The trucking industry is very, very important. And I say that because a lot of people sometimes don't even think about it. Everything you could think of, everything you could touch is brought in on a truck. Ladies, your hair, food, your car, your clothes, products to build your house. You understand what I'm saying? Pews for the church, furniture for your house, anything you could think of, the car you want to buy, anything that you think of has been brought and was transported by a truck. Could you imagine for one day, not even two, for one day, if the trucking industry shuts down? No gas for the car, no food in the supermarket. Could you really think about that? So when you're driving down the street and you're looking at the truckers, looking up at them, want to cut them off or whatever you're going to do, or, you know, just look at them weird, flip them off, whatever you do, you know, hey, I see it all. Think about that. Like, you know, you almost looking at God, but, you know, God is the most perfect and the most best existence ever. He's God. But I would like to say a truck come right up after that. So I have on my attire, I got my headset on, I got my trucking look. I do own a trucking company. I have been driving trucks since 1999. It's a great feeling. I like it. Did I just tell my age? We can take that out, can't we? No. Oh boy, so the trucking industry is very big. So what's happening now in the trucking industry that I've seen more and more? For one, we're getting automatic trucks and they are riding really good. So it's almost like you're driving a big Cadillac. The other thing I noticed, there is a growing population of women that are driving these trucks. Women are out there hitting the gears, driving them automatics, dropping trailers. I mean, they driving locally, over the road, regional. The ladies are holding it down. And these not rough looking women. These are divas. Handling your freight, getting your stuff where it needs to be. The women is coming into the trucking industry like no other at an all-time high. And nails done, everything. They be up in there driving, lipstick, everything. So, my special guest today is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful young lady that has been driving trucks, and she's going to give us her story. And she is a diva. So I'm going to call her a diva behind the wheel. The big wheel, the big rig, the truck driver. None other than the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Wendella! Nice to have you here. Have a seat.
Yes.
Look at
How
you.
are you?
And you're up in the truck like this, right?
Oh, yes.
Together.
Yes. It has to be.
Let me ask you this, because I often do this as a driver. You know, we always look. You ride past somebody, you're going to look this way or look that way. When guys ride past you, you know, on the highway, whatever, do they do a double take like, what?
Yes, they do.
They
actually do. They actually do. You know what I greet them back with?
What?
A blink.
Matter of fact, what's your truck handle name?
Oh, Winky Blinky.
That's amazing. Now listen, we're gonna come back in a minute, but we're gonna talk more with Wendella about what brought her here and how she feels about the trucking industry and all of that stuff. Back in a moment. Welcome back. We are here with Wendella, who is a commercial truck driver, Class A. She is responsible for getting freight to different locations, and she is a diva behind the wheel. Ha! The big wheel, the 18-wheeler, hitting the gears. Tell me, what type of truck you drive? Is it 18? You got gears or automatic?
I have an automatic. I have the Big Daddy of the Big Daddy all. It's a Kenworth, a 2016. It is a T680. So it's beautiful. It's just my speed. I love it.
You love it. Now tell me this. What made you want to drive trucks? Like, what was it just, hey, this is an opportunity here? Was it something that you always wanted to do? Tell me about that.
Well, being that I was a single mother, and by me becoming a single mother, my dream was always to travel. So I wanted to stay home close to my daughter, but at the same time I wanted to travel. But, you know, things has turned a different way in life. What it does, when you drive a truck, it's like a path on your road. So, yes, I've been wanting to do it for a long time.
Wow, okay.
A long time.
So, how do you like it? Do you love it, or now it's just a job?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it because I get a chance to go to different states. I could be in one state for 24 hours, or I can hit 3 or 4, probably 5 states within 2 days.
Okay. So I take it you like more of the over the road as opposed to local work.
I'll definitely like over the road. I get a chance to go to Canada, I go to Mexico, travel all 48 states. Especially going to Canada, it gives you the equivalent to definitely get your hazmat endorsement. So that's just basically with chemicals, and I can go back and forth in and out the country.
Wow. Wow. Are you nervous on some of those big steep hills where you got to downshift and all that stuff?
When you first start out as a beginner driver, you're going to feel that. You're going to have that anxiety of going up and down and not knowing if you're going to hit the right gear, or if your truck is going to roll back, or if you won't be able to control it going down a hill. But I can say, like the Tennessee mountains and Virginia mountains, that was just the start of being afraid of it, of the mountains. But when you hit to California and Seattle and Idaho and Utah and Arizona mountains, that's a totally different thing. Those are totally different mountains over there.
Wow, I know, because I've seen this runoff ramps that they have when you lose control, you can go up there. I'm like, and I heard it costs a lot of money when you go in there too, to tow you out and all that type of stuff. You know, I'm more of a local guy myself. I never really wanted to drive over the road because I would miss my wife and kids too much. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't want to do that because I want to be home. But I've thought about it on the sense what you're saying. You get to travel. Right. You get to travel. You're getting paid to travel.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't understand too. They think that driving trucks is easy. Driving a truck whips your ass.
Yes, it does.
It will whip your ass. Getting that works your upper body, hitting the brakes, them clutches, all that stuff, dropping that stuff, turning them landing gears, all that stuff. It wears you out.
Yes.
You be tired from it. Sitting there, your body getting stiff, you know. But it is a good job to have. You can make good money in the trucking industry.
You can. You definitely can. You have a wide range of dealing with the trucking industry. You can drive for a company. You can become an own operator. Drive your own truck, or you can be actually what do you call when you get contracts with different companies, basically.
Like a broker, you said.
A broker,
Right.
You can be a broker, or you can drive super cabs. You can do so much things with driving trucks. You can. It's a lot. It's a big range.
And the one thing I like about the trucking industry, they're becoming more stricter now, seems like, but it gives people an opportunity that has a criminal background. They give you if you have nowhere else to go, you can go drive a truck and make a decent salary and feed your family and all that type of stuff. While people are unforgiving to you in the corporate world, they're not realizing that guy that you looking at, you wouldn't hire to work in the mailroom, wouldn't hire to work up in your office building. Now he's responsible for getting all your supplies to your office.
Definitely.
You understand?
Yes.
They don't think about that.
They don't.
They don't think about that. And everybody's entitled to a mistake in life, because Lord knows I have a resume.
Yeah.
That's none of your business what it's about. Moving right along. But, they give you, I always tell young men, and now I have to tell young women, go out there in the industry. They always hiring. They always need people. There is shitty companies out there that, that'll give you to run around. And the hardest thing about becoming a truck driver is the first year, getting in there, and getting your experience so you could then move on to the better opportunities. And the DOT and all the Department of Transportation, they're becoming so strict now. They are wearing these companies out. Yes. And the driver. They holding the driver responsible for the equipment not being right. If you get in there and drive it, you're just as wrong as a company that allowed you to drive it.
But you have to look at it like this. You're carrying tons, thousands of tons of pounds of weight. So that means you're responsible to get that product to that company, and you have to be focused. You have to concentrate. You have other people around you that's trying to get home to their family. You're trying to get home to your family. And so carrying that weight on you, of course, you have to be responsible for everything. Yeah. If you don't run out of fuel, if you make a spill on a highway or something like that, you have to.
It's a major responsibility. And it's hard to stop these trucks. I really didn't have a great responsibility until, because being young, I'm out there, man, I'll cut a truck off, dude. I didn't get a respect for it until I had to do it.
Yes.
And those people are cutting in front of me, and you hitting your brake to keep from hurting them, because a truck is unforgiving. No. If they hit you, somebody, you better pray to God you live through that.
Yes.
The driver and the people in the car or whatever other vehicle there is, it can be very, very, very deadly. And I can understand that's why they bring in all the strict regulations and everything into play now, because there are a lot of trucking accidents. And the claims are through the roof, the prices and all of those things.
But also too, I get sometimes I have a problem with roadside. I mean, when I say roadside, other people that drive cars, they don't respect trucks either.
Right.
So if you just feel like you could just cut in front of that truck, imagine that's still tons and thousands of tons of pounds.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I agree with you definitely on that one. But